What is up there? What are you doing? Get back in frame.
I'm giving you the autofocus.
We are here today to watch Chucky, episode 6.
Cape Clear.
Slash that like button. Subscribe, click the notification bell. Thank you to all for showing the support on Patreon. It means a hell of a lot. Thanks to Nerd Cron for these down. Okay, I think we're done now.
Thanks for watching.
Hi, we're from the U.S. Census. We have a few minutes of your time.
So how many members in the household?
Just the three of us.
Ages?
39.
That's not grown-up Andy, is it?
Becky, why don't you go get some of your friends from your room?
This is everybody. Mrs. Fluff. Wait, I forgot Charlie.
Oh, go get him, go get him.
That sounds like Chucky.
That sounds a lot like Chucky.
Hi, I'm Charlie. Wanna play?
Delayed response.
You made me do this.
Do what?
Oh no. Oh. Oh my god.
Fuck you, Andy!
Yeah.
Yeah, it
Going
is. Okay,
ham.
cool.
Is that the girl from part 2 with him, or is that
Cool.
she gonna show up later?
Did Andy return in one of the movies?
Yeah.
Yes,
he's
yeah,
in-
okay, all right,
He's
yeah,
been
yeah.
in a few of them, yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely.
I mean, like a
Cult
recent one. I
and-
mean, Cult. Yeah.
Oh yeah,
You're supposed to point these out right away.
he's got Chucky like in a vault. He's got his head in a vault, and he's like torturing him in that movie.
yeah.
Besides, you and me went through a lot as kids.
Yeah, it is her. Okay.
Why didn't you tell me you were keeping a living Chucky head locked in a safe?
There it is. Oh, yeah.
Something I picked up in military school. You learn a lot from a POW. He screams the loudest at fire. Those screams were my favorite.
Okay, what aren't you telling me?
Let's just say that murder isn't the worst thing Chucky can do to you.
that's cool.
Rachel Fairchild, you're under arrest for the murders of Megan McVeigh, Oliver Hayden, and Detective Sean Payton.
What?
Whoa.
She didn't do it.
Over your voice. How do you know she didn't do it?
I just do.
I'll see you at home.
Well, until you tell me, son, I'm arresting your teacher and causing a shitstorm at school.
Andy Barclay.
Who's Andy Barclay?
He was this kid in the 80s whose babysitter was murdered. The whole Charles Lee Ray connection. Everything. It all comes back to Andy Barclay.
Let's talk to him.
My house after school. Come as soon as you can.
What a coinkydink. He just shot a Chucky.
You never were very good at packing light.
Oh, very funny. I don't see you helping me. You want smaller pieces? You can cut them yourself.
Uh-oh. That poor woman.
Superior handling and just the quietest purr from this pussycat.
And I love the color.
Coronado red.
I like how she's always had Jennifer Tilly's voice.
Yeah.
But don't worry. We're gonna give you another paint job, too.
Yep.
I just love that color.
Yeah, it matches your lip gloss.
What's that?
It's a hobby.
Origins and then drive right over the body.
I'm just glad you're not cheating on me.
I'm sick.
Sick?
It's cancer. We're gonna get through this together, Ginger. Come here. Oh, my boy.
You ready? Look.
Somehow this is Jake's fault.
Yep.
Another beer?
No, I'm okay.
Cutting back, are you, Chucky?
Ah, she's fighting.
Hello, Nika. Long time.
Had to be.
Nika. I'm not Nika. Why do you think I'm Nika? I'm not.
Very good at lying.
Chucky bluffs, but he doesn't chew on his fingernails.
I stabbed you in the thigh 10 minutes ago. You didn't feel a thing. I spent some time with you. I spent some time with Chucky. And I gotta say, I like you better. Sometimes when we're together, I see you looking at me. And I know it's you. It's not Chucky. I live for those moments. I want to have those moments all the time.
This is so weird.
I bought us a house right here in Hackensack.
Bound 2.
I'll watch that.
I just feel like everything's falling apart right now. You know?
I'm always here for you.
Hey, Lexi! He's on Facebook!
I just feel like you're somewhere else these days.
I'm sorry, what?
Oh.
It's like you said, everything has just been such a mess lately, and I just want to protect you.
No. It's over. We're done.
No, Junior, please. Please don't do this. We can fix this.
Just did.
Oh.
Do you blame him?
No. Not at all.
Jake Wheeler, where are you?
In a kitchen in Hackensack?
Hackensack.
Listen, Andy, I have like a million questions.
How do we find him?
Oh, you don't have to find Chucky. He'll find you. And if he can't find you, he'll go after your whole family to get to you. We're on our way.
Is Andy gonna die in this show?
I don't know.
Gladys! Big day!
She really did buy a house.
My fiance grew up here, actually, right in this very house.
Oh, so it was your fiance's parents that.
Yes.
You've already started getting some mail.
Oh. Oh. I have an online shopping addiction.
Okay. Well.
Okay.
Look how sweet you look. Oh. Goodbye, sweet face.
Ha ha ha. Lipstick print.
I feel like she can stand. Can she stand? Sure, feet up?
Nah, she's paralyzed. I mean,
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, she can't do
forgot
that.
about that.
No, yeah, because you're like, it's loose enough. You could just, yeah.
Oh, and then there's your juvenile record. Maybe McVeigh found out about your delinquent past.
What?
Juvenile record?
How bad is her juvenile record?
You're gonna need one.
Well, she was a mass murderer.
Yes, like, did she kill a bunch of people?
What do you talk about in there?
All the things we don't talk about at home.
Oh, that's an answer.
Why don't we talk about them at home?
I don't know.
You talk about me?
All the time. Do you know, you're my favorite topic of conversation. Come here, buddy.
Wow, what a poignant scene. Wow.
Oh, my feels right now.
Oh no.
Oh.
Cape Bearded.
I mean, the episode's called Cape Queer.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I made another decision. I'm refusing treatment. I just want to live my life with my family, with whatever time that I have left. That's true. I could walk out of this office right now and get hit by a bus. Who knows what could happen?
You get stabbed.
By a little doll.
And welcome whatever's waiting around that corner with open arms.
My God, they are setting this up so much.
Yep. Ain't nothing bad gonna happen today.
Oh, you dick. What is he gonna do?
Oh my God. He's gonna...
Is that strong enough to do that?
Smush her through and out the window?
Oh my God, that poor Junior. Poor Junior.
That is unspeakably cruel.
I don't understand. She made it sound like everything was fine.
Wait, no, but clearly she got pushed through the window.
Yeah, that nail card.
I don't think your mother killed herself.
Oh golly. He's gonna deck him.
We were fine before you came along.
Told you it was his fault. The Cape Fear song.
How do you know if you really like someone?
When I first met your father, I had butterflies in my stomach whenever he was around.
I've never had butterflies.
Is that how you feel?
Really?
I don't know what that feeling. What if people
About
describe it?
Jake.
Oh my God, sorry. Poor question.
I was worried you wouldn't look at me the same.
This doesn't change anything. You're my son. And I'll always love you. Okay?
Cape Queer.
I miss our movie nights. Maybe next week we could do a double feature.
Brokeback Mountain. You know,
just watch both versions
Scene
of
from
Cape
Eternals.
Fear. Yes, Scene from Eternals. Oh God.
I think what some people are forgetting is that plan didn't work in that movie.
It's gonna work this time, especially with a 2-3 foot assailant.
Yeah, I talked to my mom. Told her I'm into someone. You.
When this is all over, maybe we could go on a date?
Definitely.
Oh man, he's gonna fucking die.
No, just let me have this.
I have a feeling it's gonna take a lot more than Goosebumps and Pennywise to scare us.
Oh yeah.
I think it's Andy.
It's probably Andy. Oh.
I think it's Chucky.
Let's wait and see. Oh.
Oh, Lexi. Maybe give Lexi a heads up.
Yeah, text.
Maybe a little text to
Get that
Lexi
text.
wouldn't cause you any harm.
Jake!
Oh no.
I got you now, bitch. But I'll let you go on one condition. All you gotta do is kill Jake. I do want to kill Jake. I knew it.
Don't watch this, dude. Yeah.
My dude.
Can I watch?
Oh, damn it. Oh. Nice.
Get him. Holy shit, guys.
Get him
Move.
now.
Move.
Now.
Move.
Now. Stomp on.
I'm too old for this shit.
Devin, are you here?
Mom?
Whoa, no.
Watch this!
Oh, no. No. Oh, God.
So frustrating.
This is the matricide episode. Oh.
So frustrating.
Yeah.
God damn.
Ouch. That hurt.
All right. So, look. I really enjoyed this episode a lot. I did. There are things in it there are aspects that genuinely frustrate me as a viewer, but I still really enjoy the episode. Now here's what I'll say too. I'll try to state some of the things that I feel like some people might say to justify some things that I might complain about in here, because the things where I have the most complaints are in the last few minutes. But this is a 50-minute episode, and for like 99% of it, I really enjoyed the hell out of it a lot, you know? So it's one of those things where I don't want that 1% of gripe to be the thing that overshadows the entire experience. Yeah. Overtakes the whole narrative. But what you think?
No, I think we're probably on a similar page of like I am continuing to really enjoy a lot of the choices they're making and whatnot, and the scenes that they're allowing to play out and the character beats they're willing to explore, whilst also having, you know, your sadistic Chucky story and Tiffany's story running alongside. But yeah, I mean, once you get to the end, there is a good amount of like, you guys got phones? You could text? You know, like, there's got to be some kind of contingency for when you split up, and, you know, the whole point is, like, you're keeping watch upstairs, we're down here securing this area, we got to have some kind of communication.
I feel like you've all encountered Chucky already.
Yes.
This is not, I get it when it's, like, the shock factor, but especially, you know, like, all three of them have seen, like, Devin has the least amount of encounterment with him, but he's encountered him. Yeah, he saw him move in the hospital and stuff. And they're just hit with this, like, paralyzed fear of him, which seems like a little weird to me and contradictory, especially towards the point of when, you know, with the pile of needles and all that stuff. Yeah. They're like, go in there, get him. Yeah. I'm like, what happened to that attitude? What happened to that guy? You know? So I could see maybe perhaps some people might go to the comments and end up saying how, like, well, you know, the fact that he actually ended up surviving when they thought they killed him may have shocked them even more into getting to the state of fear. I'm like, nah, I can't agree with that assessment due to the fact that they prepared for tonight better than any other night. See, because there's a lot in here that I thought was great. I think everything they did with Nika and Jennifer Tilly, who's the character who's taking over Jennifer Tilly's body. What's her fucking name again?
Tiffany.
Tiffany, damn it, yeah. Tiffany, that I thought was so much better than the last episode. I liked it in the last one, but I thought it was way more fleshed out. I liked the sadistic lesbian romance of this. I call it a Cape Queer, where you have like the bisexual relationship there, essentially with Tiffany, because she's into Chucky and Nika, and then you got, of course, Devin and Jake. I really enjoyed how all that was going, and especially that relationship with Nika and how she's trying to outwit, and how like that first scene right away you're like, oh, Nika's doing a terrible job, and she could immediately tell, but then it has this flip where you're like, whoa, I didn't actually expect Jennifer Tilly or Tiffany to be kind of into her and actually on board with this. Like, I like that, because it's like, no matter what, you just can't win. It's better than being like beat up all the time, but it's, you know,
but it's almost further down a horrible rabbit hole you have no idea how to escape.
Then it becomes like sexual abuse.
Absolutely,
it does. It already has been, but now, then it just becomes that. So it is sadistic. I think Jennifer Tilly's performance here was awesome.
Oh, she's like the brand of psychosis and like bubbliness she is able to combine is great. And again, like, because the series has been so many, you know, shades and flavors, you know, and some of her more focal movies are among the sillier entries into the franchise. Like, I love that they're able to maintain that sort of kookiness to her, but also temper it with the show's sense of menace and harshness.
Yes.
You know, like, they're able to wring really great tension and just like squirmy discomfort out of like any of the scenes she's featured in.
Do you know the actor who plays Andy?
Yeah, I should. I mean,
they're not the greatest actors.
Yeah, Andy and Kyle together.
But I love the implementation of what they're doing with them is like, Chucky hunters.
Yeah. And it's like it's a little cheesy,
but it's cool. It works.
But it's cool.
It works
Yeah,
for the world. Yeah.
Again, it's well within the tone, and I mean, if you go back and you watch like Andy in the Cabin, like you get how he's going, a little insane and off the rails, and I like that whole thing that they have in the background about like he's kind of a fugitive, but they're on this mission because they know no one else is gonna believe them, so they're doing what they got to do.
I think that aspect is awesome, and I love the inclusion of him in here. And I think it would be neat if they ended up killing off Andy in this series alone, because speaking of like
how they bring him some peace,
how there's all this trauma with all these characters, especially when your main character here is still in high school, going back to Andy, who is even younger than Jake. Of course this guy would be like as fucked up as he is and wouldn't heal at all, and no one would believe him. So as they explore like Cult of Chucky and stuff. So then dealing with that was awesome. I think this is the first episode. I mean, he got dealt a lot of heavy hands to make me really care about him. It was, to be genuine with you guys, it was the first time I really gave a shit about Junior. And I really felt terrible for him. And they had surprising gravitas towards a lot of the scene work with him and his mom and Bree. Like that scene in the car. Oh, what do you guys talk about? The things we don't talk about at home. Like, damn, it's just heavy ass, real conversations right now to have. And so that's what, like, the thing about the things that frustrate me with this episode is the fact of how I really feel like the first 4 episodes in particular rose above or like elevated the franchise, elevated the material in a surprising, nuanced, more thought out direction on all accounts. To not just emotional nuance, which is this show has a way better grip on, even in this episode alone, has a way better grip on handling that in the entire Chucky franchise, like character development and such. But just logic around situations, when it comes to Chucky. And I think and we started saying this with the last episode, that it's been, especially with the reintroduction of Tiffany, that it's going back more into like the campy terrain. So when you have an episode like this, I suddenly feel like some of those moments where I got frustrated with the characters, I'm like, I feel like in earlier episodes, they would have maybe landed in the same position where Chucky got away, but it wouldn't be in the matter of me being like, what the fuck are you guys doing something?
Why don't you rush down the hall and stomp on him at least?
I mean, even the fact that like the second Chucky gets in there, like they can beat Chucky. They can. He's a doll with a knife. And there's got 2 of them. One's got the poker, and then he's got a baseball bat. Close the door, and beat the shit out of him.
Just, office space him.
And like Devin getting so hung up on the whole, like he shocked him, like, come on, word, like just go up to him and kick him, stomp on him,
stomp on him, and get everybody else in the room so that we can all join in.
Like they're so insanely paralyzed by fear, and then it led in the outcome of the mom dying. So it becomes frustrating. And then I think it's kind of weird to me how the whole thing with the cart going through the window with Bree does not even seem to be brought up.
Yeah, with all the mail that's like strewn out onto the parking lot, and just like, I don't know, anybody investigating that would have to be like, this was involved and she couldn't have created that momentum herself.
That's my point, is that they have an investigation quality to here that's really well thought out. And that's a part of this show that I've been respecting, is how much they actually go into the detective work here. And then to completely not even talk about, maybe they talk about it in the next episode, but to not even talk about that.
It's like it makes a lot of sense to go with like it looks like a suicide. Like that's what Chucky would use to torture everybody and to cover up what actually happened. But that element seemed to be vastly overlooked, and especially with as much tension as they've gotten out of the detective, Devin's mom, her being on the tail of everybody, and always, sort of suspecting what Chucky wants her to suspect of people. I'm surprised that nothing at all got addressed of that.
I gotta understand, I'm talking within the context of this show. Because I totally think these complaints would not be applicable in certain Chucky movies.
Sure.
You know
Sure.
what I mean?
Yeah,
You just be like, they're dumb characters, it's silly, it's a goofy tone, whatever, you know?
Yeah.
And of course there's a heightened surrealness and inherent cartoonish thing to it, but they've also established a very clear world here.
Yeah.
And characters who actually think.
Yes.
and then they have moments like the nuanced parts that we were talking about, or when Bree's confessing to Junior and Logan, like having all that mixed in, or Devin talking with his mom about how he's into Jake, and then like, I love you no matter. Like, these are richly written moments. Then to do things that it's harder to just give it a pass in this show, just because I can see people just being like, it's the Chucky franchise. I'm like, but I'm not. This is different.
Yeah, it's like they've done such a great job up until this point of transcending obvious plot mechanics.
Yeah.
To where now it feels like a couple punches maybe got pulled, or a couple like if we are to expect these characters to be as sharp and logical as they've been up until this point, it seems now weird. It stands out that these things wouldn't get addressed. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because they've just established a qualitative consistency.
Because that's what's strange to me about it is I was liking all of it. Watching the Cape Fear thing, being influenced by it, getting the idea. That's a very childlike thing to do.
Yeah.
And then they're setting it up throughout the home. I love the scene with Devin and Jake on the stairs talking about going on a date. And the tension, the mood, how they didn't think about the fire, him coming down the chimney. That was all like really tension filled.
Yeah.
So much tension. And I was even giving it a pass that he did in tech, that they weren't even like, we should give Lexy a heads up.
Yeah.
I was even giving that a pass because I'm like, maybe they're probably just were so caught up in the suspense of the moment that they're not even thinking about that right now.
Yeah, they
They're
don't
on
want
the
to take
lookout
their
for Chucky.
eyes off of their surroundings.
Yeah, so you can give that a pass. And it was just like the way that executed played out by the time it got to the moment with her encountering Chucky.
Yeah.
You know? I'm like, you put up a fight with this fucking doll, man. Like,
Absolutely.
Yeah. You've been on the hunt for that. I mean, like, you've had episodes where you got to hunt to find him. When you was freaking with, like, what, because he has a knife?
Yeah, it's like you guys are clearly ready to attack, and you've been ready
and you've
to
had
attack.
You've had conflicts with him, yeah.
Yeah, so why now aren't you being as proactive about it as it seems like you've wanted to be this entire time? Yeah.
Yeah, it's not made clear at all. I don't think it's made clear. I feel like a lot of what people might say would be a filling in the blank for something the show itself hasn't actually presented.
Yeah.
In even a visual storytelling language.
Maybe he felt this way. I don't know.
All three of them, which is kind of dumb to me in that moment, you know?
Yeah. I
lock the door and beat his ass.
Yeah, and especially too when he gets him on the ground, like that moment of him being dazed, like they gave it. It wasn't so bad as like there are moments in Halloween Kills where people do just stand and allow Michael to come and kill them.
Yeah.
Or it's not that, but like the whole thing with the taser. I'm like, dude, no, you've got
he's
an
knocked
opportunity.
out. Kick the knife away, step on his face.
And if you go and start stomping on him, they're gonna probably hurry in too. Yeah, so. Yeah, I mean, it ultimately sets up that greater thing of like, why didn't he stab? And it's that too of like they're clearly aware of certain things that they leave dangling like that. Like he runs by Devin, and Devin's like, I don't know, you didn't even try to touch me, because obviously he's got the plan to frame them for the death of Devin's mom or something.
Yeah.
But yeah, like it does kind of, when it's not being as smart, it calls attention to itself.
Yeah, which is unfortunate because it sucks that like that little bit seems to overshadow a lot, because it's the final moment.
It's the ending note. Yeah.
It's the ending note, so it leaves me with the ending note when I was like, man, I'm really digging this episode, and I said episode 5 was like my least favorite, and I overall like this episode more than episode 5. Like contextually speaking, I think this is a better episode than episode 5. But man, that final moment, so it's like, but it left me with that feeling of that really it got me like genuinely like frustrated.
Yeah,
I'm so like when she died especially, I'm like, god damn, this is fucking ridiculous.
Yeah, right. But you can't just have one dangling Chucky. You can't kill him now and leave Nika as the only one.
Man.
But yeah. Also, I misspoke at the beginning. Kyle wasn't a babysitter. She was his foster sister, I should say.
She and Chucky too?
Yeah,
Child's Play 2?
Child's Play 2, and Andy goes to live at a foster home, and
Yeah.
she's like right across the hall or something, and then they kind of.
It's honestly a bit of all blurred me. I haven't seen all of them. I've seen enough of them, and they're all blurred.
That's the thing. It's like I've seen them all over the years, and now it's like, you know, and with like Spider-Man yesterday, and everything, we kind of rocketed right into this episode. So I was like, wait, okay, let me get my Child's Play lexicon back in my brain.
Yeah, there's things out. Yeah,
and I mean Andy Barclay, like, you know, he's you know, he's a beardy kind of. Yeah, I mean, he is.
I didn't
iconic.
recognize him at first.
He is iconic, but there are times when I'm like, there are a lot of guys who look like this guy, so I don't want to just point out the first guy with a beard and be like, Andy.
Yeah, it's like you have the hunch, but let's just wait for a confirmation.
And I'm like Cult of Chucky, I saw like pretty recently even, but it was the same thing of like, I'm so used to child Andy that like my mind goes right to there, so I'm always like, okay, yeah, that's him grown up. But yeah, man, I'm excited to see how they expand on that, and I hope that delivers in some way, shape, or form for the two of them. Even if they both die, even if both Andy and Kyle die by the end, like, I hope that amounts to something kind of cool.
And that's my favorite, like, movie trope, is when they do, when you have an established actor as an adult, and then they decide to cast, like, them as a kid, they tend to try to make, or younger, they try to make their haircut look like how they did before. Yeah. Like, you know, like, let's say
like
them,
Kitty Bowl.
Yeah, let's make them look like them, how they are now, but in kid size.
Yeah, exactly.
And most of the time, though, when they do shit like this, you're like, they look so much different than when they were a kid.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. God, what's his name's Alex something, and I think her name's Christine Elise or whatever.
But guys, I mean, what'd you think? Do you completely disagree with us? Have we completely lost your respect? And you're going, I'm not going to watch this show with you guys anymore.
You guys don't get Chucky.
Yeah. Anyway, subscribe and hit that like button, click that notification bell. And last but not least, let's do a Patreon. I want to shout out David Gandy, because I don't think David Gandy is ever going to watch this show.
Oh, what a shame.
Just David Stryker is the kind of guy who watches
all
the Chucky franchise.
He's the kind of guy who's into Chucky movies. No.
Not the kind of individual.
No.
Yet, here's the thing, David. If you were to encounter Chucky, I feel like you would kick his ass.
Yeah.
I think you would easily whoop that man's ass. You'd be ready in a heartbeat. Nothing surprises you, man. I've hung out with you. I've talked with you in person. Sometimes cold as ice. Sometimes I'm like, dude, you've been a supporter of ours for so long, but I don't even know if you like us. It's how cold, it's how unfazed you might be if you were to encounter a living doll. And I think this makes such a badass guy right there. You wouldn't be like these characters.
No.
First time encounter, don't even have to get past the initial shock. Instantly annihilate doll. That's the Gandy way. You know what he would say? You just got gandied.
Dude, you just got you got your ass ganded to you.
I mean, I think David Gandy, much of a sweetheart as he is, performs at churches and such. I could also see a version where David is a secret vigilante who likes to torture his victims.
Oh yeah, he's got a dark side.
You could totally feel that dark. I mean, that kind of sincerely. You totally feel that dark side in there.
Yeah. So I mean, you know, I'm glad that we're in your good graces. I would hate to meet that side of you, David Gandy.
And he's a fan of photography. Man, he's got a bunch of Polaroids of
Oh yeah, it's just blowout.
Victims
David
of
Gandy.
terrible people.
He's just in a '60s voyeur movie, and then
Red Room.
Yeah, you know, then sneaks in and murders the victims.
The liquid.
Yeah. Then comes back, develops the pictures, hangs them up. These are my art.
Yeah, that's David for you.
That's David Gandy.
I will see you guys. Thanks, David.